Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carrie and this is Booked for Romance. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. Today we are collabing. We are doing a collaboration. This is the bookshelf tag. Now, I was lucky enough to be invited by Monica, and her channel is Pardon This Book Addiction. She has invited multiple booktubers to do this book tag. I am going to link all the channels underneath of everybody who is participating in this. It is a lot of fun. She made a lot of questions. It is going to be exciting for me to answer some of these. I have my list here and I'm ready to go. Okay, and like I say before in all my videos, if you like any of this content, please like and subscribe because it just shows the love and it shows me I'm doing a good job today. So without further ado, let's into the tag. Question number 1. What book is the oldest you own? Actually, I'm going to combine this with question number 2. What book is the oldest published you own? And they kind of go together for me. I have this very old, very vintage edition of Heidi. As you can see, it's being held together by a string. So it is very old. I took the time to look inside. The publication date is 1921, but it looks like it is literally the oldest book I own as well. So it kind of like checked off 2 of the questions, but it's still one of my favorite. It has on the inside of it pictures, and it kind of similar to the front cover. It's one of my favorite Heidis I've ever come across, and I really do love this copy. So this is by far one of the most vintage books I own to date. Okay, so what book is your most recent purchase? This would be my most recent and the most money I've ever spent on books. The absolute most. I bought secondhand special editions of the Luma Crate of the Sarah J. Maas Crescent City. It's the beautiful Luma Crate special editions. And you guys, these are honestly so pretty. It has on the inside the inlays. And it is one of my most prized possessions. And then I also got the second book that came with the series. I love them so flippin' much. I can't even begin to tell you how much I love them. It was worth every penny and I love them to death. But yes, this as a collector is one that I just purchased, but also my most prized possession on my book series. Even though I probably own more expensive books than this, these are probably by far my favorite. Okay, next question. What is your favorite book? Okay, this is kind of an unfair question because honestly, I have so many favorites. It's kind of scary. Like, if you go into fantasy, of course, I'm going to tell you A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. But if you're asking me like contemporary, of course I'm gonna say The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata. If you go into historicals, of course I'm gonna say My Darling Duke by Stacey Reid. So I have multiple favorites in multiple subgenres. I feel like when I look at you guys, it's like at the time, it just depends on how I'm feeling. And that's my favorite book of the day. It constantly changes because new authors are coming up like Thief of Dreams. And to me, like this could be a new favorite as like in a new favorite series. I definitely have a lot of favorites. So yeah, that question's really tough for me. I have to admit, I love to see how everybody else answered it. Okay. So what book is your least favorite? This one is simple and I feel so bad about it because I know this author is a good author. I think the first book in the series I actually gave 5 stars, but this one will always stay with me because I feel like I was kind of traumatized by it. It's This Summer Games by R.S. Gray. There was a scene in this where she was, I think 16 or 17. She was younger and I felt like she was coerced to do something with 2 people. And at the time of this book coming out, there was a scandal with the Olympics and the gymnasts and how their trainer ended up doing stuff to them. And this book ended up coming out, and she's a gymnast and it's her coach. And I felt like it just felt like coercion. It didn't leave me with a good taste in my mouth. So this one will always be on the record books as something that I just did not like it. Some people are able to get past that. I just wasn't. It just was bad timing for me to read this, I think. But yeah, this was a DNF for me for sure. What author or authors do you own all their books? Well, that's easy. Okay, so in aspects to this question, I own a lot of books on audio. Like, I don't own a lot of books physically because I audiobook so much. So there's actually only a few where I own the entire collection, and it's because of I'm pretty picky when it comes to my books, and you have to be exceptionally good to keep me around for everything you own. Like, I wouldn't say I stick around. There's so many authors out there, so I don't stick around for everybody to read their entire backlist. But some of the names that come to mind are Sarah J. Maas, Mariana Zapata, Lana Paskovsky. I also like Adrienne Young, Stephanie Garber, Mary E. Pearson. There's a few more than what I thought. Kerrigan Byrne. So yes, I either own a physical copy or an audiobook to those specific authors. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the list. I'm sure I forgot someone here or there. I will be owning all of Stacey Reed's backlist because she is brilliant. But yeah, for right now, those are the authors that just have me. They just have me. What author or authors' books are you still collecting? That's too funny. Okay, so Stacey Reed. Obviously, Stacey Reed is someone I'm still collecting. I need to read more of her backlist. Elisa Braden is one that I'm still collecting too. I want to get to her entire backlist. Clarissa Broadbent is a new favorite, and she's one that I'm actually going to be collecting all of her books because I can tell she's going to be a new favorite. Someone else is probably Juliet Cross. I own a lot of hers on audio every time. She's actually an auto buy too. I need to put that out there. She's an auto buy as well. So yeah, there's quite a few authors. I know I'm missing some off this list. I feel really bad. Okay, do you have any auto buy authors? If so, who? Well, that's easy. Obviously, Sarah J. Maas. Obviously, MZ, Mariana Zapata. Actually, there is one that I didn't mention yet. Her name is Lauren Rowe. I will buy anything Lauren Rowe writes. I really do appreciate her work. Also an auto buy is Ali Hazelwood. I really loved her series. I thought it was great. I'd say Raven Kennedy with her Guild series. That will be an auto buy. Mary E. Pearson is also an auto buy. Okay, so how do I organize my bookshelves? Well, this is pretty much how I organize them. Like, I have my favorites in my book nook. So this is my filming area, and most of these are all my favorites, like books I'd swear by, except if their covers are exceptional, because there's some here that their covers are exceptional and I just like them for aesthetics. I do organize downstairs my shelves. I'll take a picture of it and put it right here. I do organize my shelves downstairs as they go together as like authors. So I put the authors together and then I color coordinate them. So all the authors kind of stay together, but then I do like a color coordination so it kind of looks aesthetically pleasing, if that makes sense. I don't color coordinate the whole shelf because at that time it's hard for me to find them. So I just color coordinate as like an author section. Do you have any book box editions or special editions that came directly from the author? I wish I was that cool, guys. Like, I don't really get sent anything from the author. I did get a Julia Quinn book that she sent us when we were doing the whole Bridgerton thing that she ended up signing, but it wasn't a special edition. It was just the standard edition. I will show you my Lou McCrate special editions. I didn't get these from the author, but I love them just the same. But she ended up signing all these because we saw her at a book signing. Okay, so these are the Lou McCrate special editions. I love them so much. No, these did not come from the author. I purchased these from Illumicrate. I feel like Illumicrate has the best books besides Mystic Box has good ones, but I have to admit, like, I'm trying to get into the Arcane Society box. So yeah, these books, I set them like this. These books are great because when Julia Quinn ended up coming, the first one was already signed. So the Duke and I, she had already signed this one, which came with the book. But then since she came into town, we had her sign all of them. So she came in and she ended up signing all of them. And I'm just so pumped she ended up signing each individual one because when we got them, she had only signed the first book. So I'm so happy that now they're all signed and together. So yeah, this is definitely a fun little set to have that now is all completely signed. All right, next question. Do you think book boxes are worth it? I think so. Like, it depends. Like, I've learned, because I did Mystic Box, I did the Bella box, and for me, like, those weren't worth it because I didn't really like dark romance. And contemporaries were like hit and miss for me. But since I love fantasy, the Arcane Society box, I feel like it would be worth it because I like fantasy romance. So I'm willing to try new authors, and if I can get a special edition out of it, then that's great. So the book boxes are only worth it is if you're really obsessed with like dark romance, or if you're really obsessed with contemporary, then go and get them, because if you find a favorite, then you have a special edition to that. But honestly though, you can always get them off Mercari secondhand, and that's just as good as well. I mean, there's always occasional unicorn that pops up, like Birthday Girl, that you won't ever get your hands on, but it is what it is, you know, like it's one of those things where you just take a chance if you don't subscribe to them. I mean, is it more hyped up than what it needs to be? Sure. Like, I canceled my Mystic Box and Bella box, and I'm okay. Like, it didn't really affect me at all. But there's collectors out there that love their special editions. So it just depends on what type of reader you are, and if you are a collector, totally worth it. If you're a person that likes to dabble here or dabble there, then I would definitely think twice, because these book boxes are not cheap. They're about $75 a pop each quarter or whatnot, so I would say like every other month, but you get the books every other month. So just be aware and know what your budget is. Okay, so if I could recommend 3 books that I own for everyone to read, well, I kind of just did that. Because I'm like, we'll pick a contemporary, we'll pick a fantasy, we'll pick historical. So I'll do that with you guys. I don't want to go to Sarah J. Maas because I feel like everybody has read her. If you haven't read her, please do. Like, that is to the one person out there who maybe has not read her yet. Please go read her. She's great. But I would recommend, actually, I have 2 for fantasy. Sorry, I'm cheating. I have Lana Paskovsky for the trilogy of Season of the Wolf. I'll put it right here. I think Longing of the Lone Wolf is number 1. And now, one of my new favorites is by Beck McMasters. And this is the novella. So it's book 1, the novella. You have to read this first, and then you kick into book 2. Those would be the 2 I'd recommend that people probably don't know them super well. For contemporary, I say this all the time about her, and I love her. I didn't mention her because I probably wouldn't read her full backlist, but these are so amazing. This is Full Measures by Rebecca Yarros and Eyes Turn Skyward by Rebecca Yarros. These, you guys, these are awesome. They're like a military romance. I mean, book 1 is pretty much her dad ends up passing away in Afghanistan, and she kind of has to pick up the pieces for her family. And their meet cute is just devastating, but yet like there's something about it that's just amazing. And then book 2 is she has some sort of like heart disability. I forget what it is. Like, she needs a pacemaker, but she ends up doing this bucket list. And she ends up enrolling our guy Jagger to help her do this dangerous list. And he doesn't know that she has a heart condition. So like literally both of these are so good. Highly recommend both of these. And then for historicals, I'm going to an old favorite, My Darling Duke by Stacey Reed. I mean, anything Stacey Reed. Honestly, like just pick up this author. Like you don't like, honestly, I mean, this one's really cute because we have our girl Kitty and she like feels pressured and her family is kind of going towards the poverty route, and she needs to like fake an engagement. So she ends up faking an engagement to this Duke who is like, no one's seen him. He's kind of like a recluse Duke. But when he hears of this engagement, he ends up rolling into town and she's like, oh no, he's here. It's so good. You guys should definitely give this one a go. That is my bookshelf tag. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I had fun doing it, running around the house, picking up books, getting my special editions and whatnot. I cannot wait to see all the other booktubers who have participated in this. I kind of interested to see what is on their shelves or what they would recommend. Please check them out. They will be linked down below. And I hope you guys are all having a good day. And until next time, we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.